Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Radhakacharya Ashtottara Shatashi Smat Divine Grace Abhay Chanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya saved the whole world. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gaura ki jai. Prana Shingadev ki jai. Srinivasa Govinda ki jai. Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudhiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13 and Text 50. Prayashaha Sadavaha Loke Prayashaha Sadavo Loke Paraihi Dvandveshu Yojitaha Parairdvandveshu Yojitaha Na Vyatanti Na Rushyanti Na Vyatanti Na Rushyanti Yata Atma Agunashrayah Yata Atma Agunashrayah Prayashaha Sadavo Loke Parairdvandveshu Yajitaha Na Vyatanti Na Rushyanti Yata Atma Gunashrayah Loke Veshu Yojita Prayashaha Sadavo Loke Parairdvandveshu Yojita Yatatma Gunashrayah Prayashaha Sadavo Loke Parairdvandveshu Yojita Navyatanti Na Rushyanti Yatatma Gunashrayah Sadavo Loke Parairdvandveshu Yojitaha Navyatanti Na Rushyanti Prayashaha. Generally, Sadavaha, saints, Loke, in this world, Paraihi, by others, Dvandveshu, in duality, Yojitaha, being engaged, Na, never, Vyatanti, distressed, Na, nor, Rushyanti, takes pleasure, Yataha, because, Atma, self, Aguna Ashrayaha, transcendental. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, generally the transcendentalists, even though engaged by others in the dualities of the world, are not distressed, nor do they take pleasure in worldly things, for they are transcendentally engaged. Please repeat. Generally the transcendentalists even though engaged by others in the dualities of the material world, are not distressed, nor do they take pleasure in worldly things, for they are transcendentally engaged. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The transcendentalists are the empiric philosophers, the mystics, and the devotees of the Lord. Empiric philosophers aim at the perfection of merging into the being of the Absolute. Mystics aim at perceiving the all-pervading Super-Soul, and the devotees of the Lord are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the personality of Godhead. Since Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan are different phases of the same transcendence, all these transcendentalists are beyond the three modes of material nature. Material distresses and happinesses are products of the three modes, and therefore the causes of such material distress and happiness have nothing to do with the transcendentalists. The king was a devotee and the rishi was a mystic. Therefore both of them were unattached to the accidental incident created by the Supreme Will. The playful child was an instrument in fulfilling the Lord's will. Lessons the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 18th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Maharaj Parikshit Cursed by a Brahmana Boy. Om Ajnanathimiranthasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhashyat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the last verse of this chapter, Parikshit cursed by a Brahmana boy. The conclusion is that the Shamika Rishi is a mystic, Parikshit Maharaj is a pure devotee, and both of them have not bothered about the dualities raised by others. And of course the child has become an instrument in the supreme will of the Lord, and ultimately he is also not affected. So this is a very crucial verse talking about Dvandveshu Yojita. The other people will try to engage us in the dualities. And if they engage us in the dualities, here some two dualities are mentioned. Nya vetanti na hrushyanti. We may become distressed or we may become, we may take pleasure. These are the two dualities, but there are many dualities. Heat, cold, name, infamy, victory, loss, profit, loss, all those things. These are all dualities. So when they try to engage us in these dualities, then the devotees, na vyatanti na hrushyanti, they don't get distressed, nor they become very happy. Yata atma gunashraya, because agunashraya, they are not taken shelter of the three modes. These three modes continuously put us into dualities. So how those dualities will come to us? Through somebody else. Right? So recently there was an article, I think in some reputed paper, they're talking about Hyderabad city. I gave this example also in some other class. So it is talking about a new phenomena in the country, of course in the world, and that is called digital depression. People are becoming depressed because they are engaged in these digital gadgets for too long. They spend hours and hours together in the digital channels, mobile, laptops, many other things, particularly in the social medias. So when a youngster posts a selfie of himself, he nicely decorates himself and puts a selfie. According to the young man, that is the best selfie. The kind of angle and all those things. So he's very excited. And then after posting onto the social media, either Facebook, nowadays Facebook is coming down, Instagram. So if they put it on the Instagram or Facebook, then the next worry is, how many people are liking or how many people are putting love symbols. That's what you want to see. And his own close friend is not responding. He thought he will immediately put a big and he is not responding. And then what he thought, the ultimate selfie, has got less than the normal selfies. Completely distressed. Not only distressed, but he becomes depressed. Why? Because his expectation is something else. And then let us say somebody says, hey, this is looking too dull. What is this selfie here? You should put something good. That's all. Even more heartbroken. He is thinking it is number one. And somebody makes a comment like that. Then see how he becomes distressed. But let us say everybody puts this symbol, that symbol, love symbols, all those things. Then very happy. These are the dualities caused by others. Parayir dvandeshu yojita. They are engaging us in dualities. Can you believe? How can we leave our lives in the hands of others? Parayir dvandeshu yojita. They are engaging us in dualities. And we are dancing to those tunes. If he says, yeah, this, then we become Krushyati. If he says like this, then we are Vyatanti. Can you believe? We have become dolls in the hands of others. Parayir dvandvesh. So a devotee, he refuses to act according to the tunes of others. He refuses. He wants to dance according to the will of the Lord, that's all. He doesn't want to dance by the will of these ordinary conditioned jivas. We should not leave our emotions and our prana in the hands of others. We don't know what mood he is there or what mood she is there, and then he may do like this. That's all, we are finished. All that is required to finish us is just one button or one symbol. Can you believe how weak people have become? Dvandveshu, parayir dvandveshu yojita. That's why devotees, they should not come under these forces. Na vyatanti, na hrushyanti, yata atma agunashraya. Because the atma has not taken shelter of the gunas. You have to take shelter somewhere, but it has not taken shelter of the gunas. It takes shelter of the Supreme Lord. How to take shelter of Supreme Lord in these dvandvas? First of all, don't even go to these channels because they are completely useless. This Facebook, Instagram, particularly for your own bodily propaganda, completely useless. If at all these channels can be used, they can be used only for temple. and most importantly for raising funds. People are not so interested in seeing the temple. So we can use these channels. There is some use is there. But for an individual, they're completely useless. Visiting these channels, spending too much time, going through emotions, not able to sleep, completely depressed. What is this life? How long we can just go on like this? So one has to take control of his life. Or rather, one has to plan his life. Control is ultimately the Supreme Lord. He is the controller. So devotees keep their lives in the hands of the Supreme Lord. They take shelter of the spiritual master. Prabhupada, you make us dance the way you want to make us dance. Krishna, you make me dance the way you want, you make. This is what Prabhupada has said when he was about to get down into the Boston, this thing. He writes that Markain Bhagavatam, and he says, my Lord, you must have some purpose of bringing me here. I don't see any future, but it looks like you have a plan. You make me dance the way you wished. This is called surrender. We should surrender to directly Krishna, not Krishna's external energy. So, if other people send some messages or send some photographs or whatever, which creates this dvandvas, now we have to handle it carefully. Because you cannot control the world. So, people will keep commenting or posting or whatever. So first of all, don't go to these channels. They are completely useless. People are recognizing. Once upon a time, what is supposed to be the number one channel, Facebook, now it is coming down. You see the Instagram also, it's only a question of time. Come down. But then people, when it is in the peak, how many millions and billions have wasted their time on this channel? Trying to prove themselves, trying to project themselves as something. And undergone so many emotions and this and that, and they died. Now this channel is also dying. Wasting so much time on temporary phenomena. Can you believe what kind of a wastage it is? This is a temporary phenomena. Whatever you see in this world all passes by. Temporary phenomena. So being an eternal personality, how can you waste your time on these phenomena which come and go? How can you put your whole emotions into it? Feeling happy, feeling distressed. This is not a proper utilization. So that is the issue. Okay, so when people get into these channels, slowly they become depressed. That's what the article is writing. There are 3% of the population in India, they are digitally depressed. That means they look very depressed, not able to concentrate, they cannot sleep properly. Sometimes suicidal thoughts passes by, and then these are the kind of symptoms that digitally depressed people are showing nowadays. Now tell me, there are half a dozen symptoms are there like this. How many symptoms you can take them out of? For each symptom there is one book. How to not get depressed, how to be not this, one book. And each book will contradict with one more book. All the 6 books you read, you will become mental. One more problem. Further, there is one more thick book is there. See, what is a vicious cycle in this dvandvas? Parair dvandveshu yojita. You should not be engaged. How can you dance to somebody else's tune? You should scold your mind like this. What is this nonsense you are doing? So, Bhagavatam has solutions for all these symptoms. Vastavam vastu shivadam tapatraya unmoolanam. In the second verse itself it says, there is a tapatraya unmoolanam. All tapatrayas can be uprooted by Bhagavatam. Now such Bhagavatam is available to us today. By the supreme will of Krishna, we have Bhagavatam available among us. Written by a pure devotee, a Mahabhagavata. We have an access to such Bhagavata and we are not taking shelter of that Bhagavata. We are taking shelter of some useless fellow who is also dancing in the Gunashraya, under the three modes. How can you take shelter of their comments and their reactions? Life has to be properly utilized. We cannot waste like this. What a wonderful Bhagavatam literature Prabhupada has given us. He was so much anxious to complete Bhagavatam. At one point of time he was thinking whether I will be able to comment on 10th canto, so he was very anxious to give Krishna book. Look at this devotee, the devotee's desire, Prabhupada's desire. He is continuously contemplating how I can complete this Bhagavad. Because he knows this is an essence of all knowledge. Let us say you want to come out of depression, there is a knowledge you are expecting. You want to come out of some habit, there is a knowledge you are expecting, some technique. There is some other issue, you are expecting some knowledge. All that knowledge, nigama, kalpa, tharo, the mature fruit is Bhagavatam. Whatever techniques, whatever knowledge you are seeking to complete yourself, now you are incomplete. That's why you are feeling I need something to progress, complete myself. So that knowledge is there in Bhagavatam. That knowledge is present in the sound incarnation, which is Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is also sound incarnation, literary incarnation, Brahma Samhitam. And Krishna also came in one more sound incarnation, and that is also full of knowledge. The complete knowledge is there in that very sound that comes. So anyway, we are hungry, we are seeking some knowledge because we want to come out of these dualities. How long I will go on with these dualities? So why don't we do a thorough research into Bhagavatam? Why don't we practice chanting and hearing nicely? These are the shelters for us. These are the shelters for agunashraya. Aguna. We don't want to dance to the tune of these gunas. Not easy. Not at all easy. Most of the time we are under gunas only. Under Maya only. But then at least we have a hope that yes, I have taken shelter of a pure devotee. He has given Bhagavatam. He has given such wonderful books. Let me read nicely, systematically. Whenever I get little time, immediately I want to read something. That is called taking shelter. As soon as we find little time, outsiders, let us say they find little time, immediately they will click this mobile and then tuck, they open their profile, that how many. Now looks like WhatsApp, there is something called, I don't know what is that, status I think. It's a big trend. They open the status and go on saying, we didn't know that. The other day somebody was saying. So I don't enable my status. What I am doing, why everybody has to see. And what everybody is doing, why I should bother. Waste of my time. Why? Because I'll get engaged. Parair dvandveshu yojita. I'll get engaged by his dvandvas, his dualities. Actually, these medias, no, they have become very vicious. Vicious means a lot of contamination. Envious talks, angry talks, the kind of discussions that they go on, particularly between religions and political parties, and they show very vicious, poison it is. How you can willingly drink this poison? And that too, that is given this parair. So we have to be very careful. See, unless you take that action proactively, not to get into all these things, nobody can say. After knowing all this, after knowing that I should not be engaged by others in dualities, and if you go and fall into their trap, then what can you do? Willingly taking poison. That's when Narottam Das Thakur says, I am willingly drinking poison. What is that? See? He says, willingly I am taking poison. Every bhajan that you find in that Kirtan book are full of meanings. Here also Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport that all these three categories, real empiric philosophers, the mystics and the devotees, they are not interested in these modes. All the activities connected to these three modes, they are not interested. And even if somebody puts them into duality, they are not affected. They have nothing to do. For example, a dead snake was put around this mystic, Shamika Rishi. They are not taken it any seriously. They are not bothered. See, na hrushyati, na vyatanti, he is not distressed, or he is happy or whatever. Maharaj Parikshit was cursed to die, not even ordinary. He is also not taken any revengeful action. He is surrendered to that curse, he is preparing. Similarly, in our life, dualities can come, health may go down, this may go down, we accept. Yes, first accept first. What is that? Now I am having distress. Accept. Surrender. And who sent this? Krishna has sent it. This is allowed by the Lord because of my past, whatever monkey activities that I have done. Now this has come. This is created by my actions only. Okay, Krishna is sanctioned. So now first accept that. In the mind you have to accept. In fact, you can say, I accept that there is a health issue. And then think of how you can take the next step. As a matter of duty, this body has to be maintained. With this body, because we have surrendered, this body belongs to the spiritual master. So, as a matter of duty, I'll take care, and then I'll see how much service I can do under the same circumstances. Circumstances may not be favorable. Devotee should not get into this trap that one day everything will be set very nicely. Everything will be all right. Then I will do a lot of service. There is a place, everything is nice and you can do nice service. That is not this place. That is the spiritual world. So first reach there, then you can desire. Now we are still in place of dvandvas. So that's why we should not imagine that sometime, some place, some circumstances, I will be completely all right. Sometimes mind will give this hint. They will say, see, here your health is not good. Here the climate is not good. Here the language is not good. Or water is not good. There it will be very nice. That it will be nice. Maybe water may be good, something else will be bad. In this material world, if you expect any comfortable position in order to render service, you will never render any service. Whatever may be there, just go on doing. You are completely disturbed, let us say, and then simply take some japamala and chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Chanting is also bad, no problem, chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Here also one more complication. If you are expecting some nice chanting, then only I will chant again. Just go on chanting. So, don't expect anything, any good from this world coming to you. This world is very dangerous. Continuously the Shastra is reminding, Shanam Shanam, Padam Padam Vipadamani, Vipada, always Vipada. Okay, so don't expect any favorable situations like that. If it comes, Krishna's mercy, okay, nicely do service. If it doesn't come, also will continue to render our service. Even we may be on the deathbed, still devotee should think, what I can offer now to Krishna. On the deathbed. If you can hold mala and then chant that time also is very fortunate. Nothing is there, at least in the mind, if you can chant. No. That is also not there, let us say. Devotee is desiring to do. In that time, Lord promises in Varaha Purana that if my devotee is unable to remember me, then I will remember. This is our hope. Whole life you somehow go on offering some seva to Krishna, to the spiritual master. Last moment, let us say we have some trouble. Lord will save us. He will remember, yes, this boy. At least Prabhupada will remember. Lord will also remember, Prabhupada will remember. This boy has done service to me. They will remember. So this should be our goal. But unfortunately what happens is, if everything is very nice, then we go towards sense gratification. If some things are very bad, that time we'll remember Krishna. My Lord, please. This is the tendency. As soon as everything is running nicely, Maya will dictate. Yeah, now health is good, everything is nice. Come on. Maya will invite us. This is the danger. That's why intelligently Kunti Maharani is playing. Please give me Vipadas. Again and again you give me so that I always remember you. So the thing is, we should be very stern, very fixed in our mind, that I don't want to be engaged by others. I am devotee of Krishna. I am not devotee of all these guys. Okay, so don't fall into this trap. Come out of all these gadgets and channels and social media and all that. Useless, completely useless. Sometimes you may say, no Prabhu, this is also quotes of Prabhupada, this and that. Of course, this is much, much better than other subject matters. It's in fact wonderful. But then even there also, it is better to read books systematically, page after page, page after page. Quotes, they come haphazardly. One quote will say Krishna's pastimes with the Kamsa, one more will say gopis, one more will something else. Of course, nothing wrong, but then you should be very worried about reading Prabhupada books. Systematic. Page after page, nicely, trying to understand, purport, every line. See, so much to do. We have got so much to do. The stock is there. In fact, the acharyas are saying this is a pleasure stock. We are not even realizing. This is the pleasure stock. Not those channels are not, they are not the shelters for pleasure. They are shelters, they are the sources of dualities, dvandvas. This is a pleasure stock. So when we can realize all this, when we can really enjoy all this. But let us start somewhere. Jaundice is there. This is pleasurable only. Candy, nice candy. Go on eating, go on reading, go on chanting. One day will come, Krishna will be pleased. He is pleased. He is encouraging us. Guru is giving instructions. So we can, take shelter of Prabhupada nicely and perfect our lives. Any questions?
You mentioned depressed and distress.
So for a devotee, how he, a distress, how he takes a distress and how he takes happiness. See, our goal, you should always remember, our goal is always we want to remember Krishna or touch Krishna. Whatever may be the circumstance, whatever may be the situation. If the distress comes, he thinks this is given by Krishna. See, there is a touch. Krishna's touch is there. The moment you say Krishna, there is a touch. Happiness is also given by Krishna. As a little more, you have to understand. When the distress comes, devotee thinks, my past actions has created this distress. But Krishna has minimized. Because I am not capable of handling some big things. He minimized and he sent it to me. He sees Krishna. And then happiness comes. Actually, I am not eligible for this. Let us say preachers are going out and then he asks, sir, give some donation. Let us say he writes 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs check. Happy. But devotee also inside he thinks, yes, actually, what is this? This is, Krishna's institution, the Guru's institution, and I'm showing Krishna's picture, Radha Krishna's temple, all these things. So actually I'm not qualified to receive such big amounts. Let us say as a marketing executive, let us say we go in pant and shirt. First of all, they don't even allow. So devotee sees that, okay, this big result is actually not because of my endeavor alone. I tried little bit, but Krishna has given such a big result. So he gives the credit to Guru and Krishna. This is very important. So everywhere you are trying to see Krishna, 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 Krishna. Before entering the house, you chant one mantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and then you enter. You are trying to enter the colony, that time only you start chanting Hare Krishna. Before entering, my Lord, Hare Krishna. This is called Ashraya, Agunashraya. Taking shelter of the holy name, taking shelter of Krishna, Guru's instruction. Anything you can, they are all Agunashrayas.
Initially you mentioned depressed and distressed.
Yeah.
How both are?
Depressed because depression means his self-esteem. That means, I am so and so, I'm very great. Although, let us say somebody, I look very smart, or I am very handsome person, and then he takes a selfie pose. That fellow puts, and then he says, this is a worst photo, like that he says. He is depressed. Why he is thinking I am very handsome? It is going against his own self, whatever he is thinking, identification. When it goes against, he becomes depressed in his heart. So that's what digital depression means. There, somebody puts comment or this and that, we become depressed. Let us say you put a very nice, your own some sentence. I don't know, that personality development, some gurus are there, they keep posting some comments. Let us say somebody comments very nastily, depressed. Actually, outside world it's all like that. Who will comment nicely? You tell me. Maybe some few friends, maybe they here and there. And the outside forums, if somebody posts anything, finish. Like sharks. You may think I have posted very intelligent comment, but actually they are, simply bandaga. Very nastily they will criticize. So we become very depressed. So that's why these channels are not meant for gentlemen. We should not get into all this. Particularly why we need a personal account and personal channel. Not required. As far as possible, of course, service-wise, if somebody requires, that's a different issue. But otherwise, why unnecessarily get into all these subjects? We don't gain anything. Never comment on any politicians, their talks or comments and this and that. Never comment on all this. If somebody is going against God, then okay, we can comment. But then every day you will see thousands and millions of people are commenting on God, commenting on Krishna, commenting on even Prabhupada, commenting on many other things. Yes, these things have to be handled. And one of the important ways by which we handle is to preach and convert people to Krishna consciousness. You may go on posting comments and refuting and this and that and all. They will not listen. 1 hour you will spend. Finally, in the end, they will again say the same thing. So that's why the Shastra says you should just go away from such place. Where there is an offense going on, we should not be a part of it. You try to convince, they will not get run away. If you hear more and more, it will only create trouble. Okay? What is your question? Depression is like this. Is self-esteem comes down. It's an internal thing. Distress can be because health issue or many ways we can become distressed. We can get into a lot of physical or mental trouble. Even depression is also one kind of a distress. Actually, the next wave which is coming, what is coming into the mankind, the next wave of danger. The next wave of is not about 5G, it's not about robots, it's not about all those things. Those are the waves that everybody is getting excited. But what is coming up is this psychological, psychiatric waves are coming. Depressions, all those things are coming up. People are completely depressed. Health issues are it's a tsunami of health issues are coming. So whatever little bit health you have to chant and do something, be very happy and then do it. These waves are going to be very, very nasty, health waves. It's not a health wave actually, it's a disease wave. Tsunami of diseases. Already you have seen one tsunami, COVID has come. Now you will see more and more. Monkeypox. Monkeypox comes to people who do monkey activities. They are also saying that. Monkeypox. And then when one very strange viral infection in Korea. Actually, every other day we are hearing about some strange diseases. And then if it comes to, and it will come to India also because it's a globalized society. The virus will travel in the aeroplanes. They land in Delhi. Not only customers, along with that viruses also will come. we have created a dangerous civilization. Previously, it's all decentralized and village level, panchayat, maximum 5 villages. Somewhere, let us say COVID comes, one village dies, over. Some cholera comes, over. One village means some 200, 300 people, 300. They die, over. Now, anything comes, millions and billions, it can touch. Man created the globalized society for enjoyment. But what is he getting? Big, big problems which nobody can solve. Like yesterday we were discussing, no? You create something, but actually what comes is distress. Vyatanti, hrushyanti. Here and there little bit of pleasures. Okay, so don't go by the promises of the so-called scientists, promises of the leaders. They'll promise the sky. Scientists also say, yes, no, we are very soon, we are going to eradicate all the diseases. Very soon we are going to do this. Nothing. All these things will never come. Take shelter of Bhagavatam, spend as much time as possible, nicely read. Like one devotee told me, Prabhu, I want to trace all the conversations in Bhagavatam. I said, very good, do it. All conversation. Shukadeva Goswami, Parikshit. Vidura and Maitreya. Yudhishthira and Narada. Krishna, Uddhava. So many conversations are. It is all full of conversation. Some devotees, they are trying to do research on creation. How creation is. How elements came. Somebody is investigating on structure. How this universe is structured. 5th canto. See, actually we have so much to learn. Outside world can never offer any knowledge to us. There is nothing to learn there. Simply waste of time. All the things that they have posted in Facebook, now who cares? Over. Very soon that channel will be closed. Over. What is that knowledge that you have gained? Passing phenomena. Don't waste your time. Okay. Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Never miss any updates.